Hi, the doctor is in. I'm Dr. LB, and I am here to help you through your mathematical difficulties. Today, we're going to look at even and odd functions. A function is even, or it has y-axis symmetry, if you replace x with negative x in the original equation and you get the exact same equation back, then you have an even function, or you have a function that has y-axis symmetry. If you notice, if the point 1, 1 is on the graph, then if you take the negative of the x value, negative 1, comma 1, that will lie on the graph as well. The same as 2, 4, then negative 2, 4 will lie on the graph. If you fold this portion in the second quadrant about the y-axis, it will lie entirely on top of the portion in the first quadrant. So, a function is odd, or it has origin symmetry, if you replace x with negative x in the original f of x function and you get the negative of that whole function back, then you can say that you have an odd function, or it has origin symmetry. So if you look here, if 1, 1 is on the graph, then negative 1 is on the graph. If 2, 8 is on the graph, then negative 2, negative 8 is on the graph. If you take this portion in the third quadrant, fold it across to the second quadrant, and then fold it again across, and you're in the first quadrant, then this portion down here this portion down here in the third quadrant lies entirely on top of the portion in the first quadrant. So let's look at a couple of problems to determine if the functions are even, odd, or neither. So our first function is f of x equals x cubed minus x. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace x with negative x. So what we have is f of negative x. Wherever there's an x, let's put a negative x. So when we do negative x times negative x times negative x, that result is negative x cubed. And then when I have this double negative here, this becomes plus x. So did I get the exact same function back that I started with? No. So this function is not even. Now let me factor a negative out from all of this. And if I factor a negative out from all of that, then what's on the inside is the exact same. What's on the inside of the parentheses after we factored out the negative is the exact same as our original function. So we can say that this function is odd. If I look at the next one, we have h of x is x squared minus x. Well, let's look at h of negative x. So everywhere there's an x, put a negative x. So negative x times negative x is just x squared plus x. Notice I do not have the same expression that I started with, so it's not even. If I take out a negative, I have negative x squared minus x. So what I have in parentheses here, it is not the same that I started with. So this is neither. And one last one, h of x equals x to the fourth plus x. If I replace x with negative x, then I have negative x to the fourth plus negative x squared. So whenever I have an even power, then my result is going to be positive. So this is positive x to the fourth plus x squared. And this is the exact same thing I started with. So this function is even. So remember that Dr. LB is always in. Please come back for more math help.